Boom shakalaka, what's going on everybody? Randall here with Crypto Love, and yes, as it says in the comments section, Bitcoin died yet again. 301st time Bitcoin died. Is this the last time? No. Will Bitcoin ever die? Probably not, because it's like an open protocol. Who can kill an open protocol? Who can kill that which can't be killed? Question for you. What's the sound of one hand clapping? Yeah, all right, well, let's get on to the news. Happy Monday, everybody. It is Monday, sometime in June, definitely 2018, and this weekend saw some stuff happen. So the entire crypto market crashed. The entire market, okay? Bitcoin went down, all the other cryptos went down, kind of like 3-month lows. It's been a while since we've seen stuff this low. All of that because of a Coinrail hack, because of a CFTC probe, because of stuff going on with EOS. Maybe EOS didn't have a hand in it, but we'll talk about all that stuff today. Now, before we get into things, I just want to say, first off, happy Monday, everybody. Great to see you again. Second off, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for mashing on the like button. If you want to find out how to win one of these shirts, make sure you comment on this video and every other video to enter for your chance to win, where I'll be giving one away at the end of this video. So taking a look at things on CoinMarketCap, look at this. Overall market cap down probably like $40 billion from Friday, okay? Under $300 billion, $293 billion. Bitcoin dominance on the rise, above 39%, but taking a look at these sale prices. Oh, everything is on sale. Bitcoin $6,700. I don't even remember the last time it was that cheap. Ethereum 5.25. Again, don't remember how long that was cheap. Ripple 57 cents, still way overpriced. Bcash $920, still way overpriced. EOS saw a ginormous crash. We'll talk about why later. Has to deal with the whole voting thing on EOS. Not really working out that well. Litecoin testing the $100 mark. Wow! And look at this. Stellar less than a quarter. Cardano 17 cents. Neo $44. I barely even believe it. That is hard to believe. That is hard to freaking believe, because this is something, when things go up, Neo could be $1,000 crypto. That's all speculation though. That's not financial advice, not financial advisor. Duh. Okay, you could go through there, pick out your favorite cryptos, get them on super duper discount today, tomorrow, because who knows how long things will stay down here until they start going back up. Now, if we take a look, this is what happened over the weekend. This giant red candle right there. In case you can't see it, it's like boop. That happened this weekend, in case you were like sleeping, in case you just missed it. All right. Now that gigantic thing right there happened. And yes, some people say the markets are rigged. Some people say there's price manipulation. Some people say other things, but definitely gigantic negative candle in one day. I mean, in 24 hours went down like $1,000. Couple reasons for that. One would be talk about Coinrail getting hacked. Two would be CFTC probe into price manipulation. Did price manipulation cause this market to crash? Or was it the probe that caused this to crash? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? And I like the shirt that has like the chicken and the egg laying next to each other in bed smoking cigarettes and being like, well, I guess that answers that question, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, you guys come here. You come here for the crypto stuff, not for like my, segues. But anyways, Bitcoin was rising for a while, broke out of this ascending channel, way on the downside, broke through the $7,000 big even, found support at the $6,500 level. Now, if we zoom out a little bit, okay, you can see that we were finding a lot of support in this area. Maybe we won't zoom out that much. We'll zoom out this much, okay? Finding a nice channel of support and resistance right here between 6,500 and 7,000. And again, that's where we found support again. But look at the size. Look at the size of this sell candle. A lot of selling going on there. Now, if it breaks through there, suspect the next area will be around the $5,800 mark, where we found some support and resistance previously here. Taking a look at things for those of you following on my MACD trading thing, when the orange crosses, so when the blue line the MACD crosses below the signal line, which is the orange line, I sell back from Bitcoin into Day, which is a stable token that's not Tether. So anyways, because of this candle there, I had to trade back in. Didn't really make anything on that trade, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if things just keep going down. Now, into the news. In free fall, Bitcoin tumbles to 3-month low amid Coinrail saga. So, losing almost $1,000 in less than 24 hours. This was a shock to me yesterday when I took a look at everything and I said, holy shit. Prices are dropping. Well, was it because of Coinrail hack or price manipulation or interrogation of price manipulation? Well, yesterday there was talk about Coinrail, South Korean exchange being hacked. But given this relatively small size of the platform compared to giants like Binance, OKExchange, and Coinbase, it is unlikely that such an event should trigger a massive coin dump. So that leads you to think, was this just some type of price manipulation? So, did somebody know this news? They sold a whole bunch and then released this news so everybody FUD sells more, then they're going to buy back in lower to sell higher. Could it be price manipulation? Well, the U.S. Department of Justice and the CFTC, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, are collaborating to investigate suspected Bitcoin price manipulation activities. Now, we all know that this stuff happens in cryptocurrencies. Top 3 examples off the top of my head. 1, Roger Ver insider trading with Coinbase. 2, tons of pump and dump schemes. 3, BitConnect. Okay? All 3 types of price manipulation, Ponzi scheme scams, all types of stuff like that. So yes, it happens. Well, because the CFTC commissioner says Bitcoin and cryptos are not going away. They're here to stay because they'll become a part of the economic practices of any country, anywhere. Because of that, we're seeing more regulation come in now to kind of weed that stuff out. Now, does that mean Roger Ver is going to prison? Doubtful. But, a boy can dream, right? On to further news. With the drop in price. So yesterday I had a live stream talking about the drop in price. Everybody was, sell now. It's going to nothing. It's all over. It's all over. It's over. Maybe it's not over. So Binance CEO says Bitcoin price correction in 2018 is similar to 2014 occurs every year. So the current crypto momentum is anything but positive. That's true. To novice users, it seems as if this is the beginning of the end and a bubble waiting to burst. Ooh, nobody wants to be on the backside of that bubble because then you get busted in your butt and it just blows. Veterans know all too well this is just a blip on the radar. Dips and peaks occur quite regularly in the Bitcoin world after all. So Binance CEO CZ took the time to remind users as to how volatility isn't much to be concerned about. So he goes through, he tweeted this, 2012, 2013, 2014, that may be this year, 2015, I don't know when that last one was, but lots of volatility in Bitcoin. That's why you can make a lot of money. That's why right now it seems like you're losing a lot of money, but looking over the long term, I'm not scared. So as someone goes on further to say, judging by historical evidence, Bitcoin will be just fine in the long run. And it is a long run. I mean, you got to consider that all of the Bitcoins won't even be mined until 2140. All of us are going to be long dead by then, by the time that all the Bitcoins are mined. So, I think the price is still going up. Other news in Binance, they're set to offer Euro crypto pairs. So he told the news that the exchange will offer Euro crypto trading later this year from its base in Malta. Now, I think we know this. They were talking last week about all types of fiat trading pairs. This one specifically Euro crypto trading pairs. I did want to point out here, this is crazy. Binance's burgeoning profits, recording $150 million in the first quarter of this year in profits. Damn. It's no surprise they've planned several new ventures. That's $600 million profit in a year. That's a lot. They're making a lot of money. They're charging a lot of money for any coin to get listed on there because you get the Binance bump. Now, other stuff going on. So over $20 million of Ethereum stolen after hackers exploit insecure Ethereum clients. Yikes. Now, this is something security research at Chinese cybersecurity company Kaihu 360 NetLab have noticed what appears to be a massive theft of Ether worth over 20 million at the time of writing. So basically, there's this client called a Geth client running Ethereum node on a network, similar to the way that an internet browser gives Chrome access to the internet. Now, this was a security vulnerability highlighted 3 years ago by Ethereum. Basically, it allows people who have the Geth client unblocked, any Ethereum that they're storing on there is susceptible for anyone to take. So it was pointed out in March that someone was taking very small amounts, like 4 Ethereum. Well, they made quick money by scanning port 8545, looking for Geth clients and stealing their crypto. Good thing Geth by default only listens on local 8545. So far, they got 4 Ether in their account, but hey, it's free money. Well, months later, they now have $20 million in their account. They've just been sitting there doing that over and over again, accumulated a boatload of money. Makes you think maybe I should learn how to do this and just start doing that. But no, stealing is wrong. Don't do that. Don't do that. EOS is in the news again now. Tons of press about EOS mainnet launch. Right now, it looks like people aren't too happy about the mainnet launch based on the price. It has dropped almost 30% from $15 down to just over $11. So anger is swept through EOS as the metaphorical mob has gathered to vent their frustration over effectively being locked out of performing their one job, voting. So even though EOS mainnet is launched, it's not actually live until 15% of the people have voted. Well, guess what? People are having difficulties voting. They don't like voting. They're doing all types of things. They're saying, I'm confused now. Did they raise 4 billion Zimbabwe dollars or US dollars? I've decided that I'd rather take the risk and vote, potentially losing my EOS, than sit on the sidelines and stare at my useless EO tokens. So basically, you have to enter your private keys there in order to vote, and a lot of people don't feel secure enough doing that because it's like giving your private keys to a random stranger. All right? They say securing my private key is important. I'm fully aware of the risks associated with the online tools. I don't even trust my well-protected personal computer, and they're offering online voting tools. No way. I'm pretty much bummed out that this launch has become a game of Saw where we have to risk losing our tokens in order to save them. All right, so Dan Larimer was not surprised by all of this. He said one of the first things he learned from BitShares is that the vast majority of stakeholders don't participate in voting, and it's expected this vote could take 2 weeks to a month. So definitely people are down on EOS right now, which is not, it's good maybe over the long term, but right now people don't like it. And apparently Vitalik was right when he was talking about EOS. He was talking about the game theory tragedy of commons vulnerabilities. So basically, there's not enough incentive to vote for people to stake losing their tokens there. So people don't value their own votes enough to give up security for their tokens, and we're seeing the consequences of that firsthand. Nobody is voting. So how long to get to 15%? We don't know. It's like at 2% right now, so it could be forever. Could be. Now, on to some better news, maybe. Bitcoin Lightning Network. This guy so far made 42 transactions on the Lightning Network. It cost me 600 Satoshis to open the channel and 100 Satoshis in routing fees. Total 720 Satoshis or 4.9 cents. Virtually no other altcoin can compete at these costs. Pretty rad. That's some good news for the Lightning Network and for Bitcoin. Bad news for Bitcoin Cash. I'm always about propagating bad news for Bcash. Bcash, successful double spending of 30 Bcash. And to be honest, there's a shitload more double spends than is being publicly stated. Is this due to a BIP 133 or is it something else responsible for the zero conf problems? So taking a look here, we see double spending of 30 Bcash, which is worth like 30 grand. Okay? Double spending occurring on Bcash, proving that it is not as secure as Bitcoin. IOTA teams up with Volkswagen to show off new proof of concept at CeBIT 2018. Basically, the concept demonstrates the use of Tangle technology to deliver over-the-air software updates to connected vehicles as part of IOTA's bid to drive an autonomous machine economy in which devices can communicate and transact with one another. That is great for IOTA and Volkswagen, both of them. Now, here's something I saw over the weekend. Well blockchain utilized for relief efforts in Puerto Rico. So when I started the channel last year, got hit by a hurricane, just the edge of it. Puerto Rico got smashed by the hurricane, And so it basically devastated the place. Well, there's a cryptocurrency, a healthcare blockchain project that's partnering with the Relief Foundation in Puerto Rico to help fill the need for providing healthcare to an area that's still in hardship following Hurricane Maria. Basically what they're doing, providing hardware, clinicians, and telehealth platforms to provide healthcare access. All right, so I took a look into that one, and basically this one is a ICO, not yet in the public sale yet, in the pre-sale right now, but what they're doing, aiming to be the Airbnb of healthcare. And basically because there's a lot of underserved areas where there are no physicians, as opposed to other places where there are tons of physicians, so they can use telehealth and the blockchain to help bring healthcare to other places in the world. Pretty cool concept. So you guys can check that one out at joinwell.io if you want to get more information on that. And then Ledger. Ledger has Switcheo support. So Switcheo decentralized exchange, decentralized Neo exchange. Ledger, now you can use your Ledger, plug that in, and man, it makes it so simple. So Switcheo confirmed in a weekly update that the Ledger application is now available on Ledger Manager. Upgrading to the new Ledger app will allow users of the Switcheo exchange to trade directly from their Ledger Nano S upon the release of its UI upgrade. So you also need to ensure that you've upgraded your Ledger firmware to version 1.4.2. But that's good news because, man, I should have put it here. I was looking at it earlier. The list of all of Neo's dApps. Oh, Neo's going to be huge. And now that you can just plug in your Ledger to Switcheo and trade on there. Oh, so freaking good. I know. I love Neo. That just happens. Other good news, Thailand's SEC gives thumbs up to Big 7. All right. So the SEC of Thailand announced on Friday, after approving measures in a June 7th meeting, part of the new measures included allowing 7 cryptos to be used for ICOs as well as trading pairs in the country. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bcash, ETH Classic, Litecoin, Ripple, and Stellar. The reasons for choosing those were 2, consensus credibility and liquidity of the digital assets. But that's pretty cool because Thailand did kind of crack down on some cryptos. Well, now they're saying these ones are cool. Now this news, this is an article that I'm posting because this came out right before Bitcoin crashed. But, you know, I still think Bitcoin should break out soon. So they take a look, and we'll zoom in here. Okay, so you guys can see this. Taking a look here, Bitcoin has been forming this wedge here. So whenever there's a wedge, there's a breakout of that wedge pattern. Up or down, you don't know. But with Bitcoin, we generally suspect up. Everybody except for Tonebase suspects up. And it was nearing the bottom of that, also the 78.6 support line of the Fibonacci retracement. They were thinking it was going to go up. Instead, it crashed down significantly. Now, for even more, will it pull up even higher? Who knows? But I'm not concerned with the short-term stuff. I still think Bitcoin may go up, especially with this article. I want to end it with something nice for all of you crying your hearts out and just like, oh yeah, remember suicide prevention hotline and everything like that. It's really not that bad. It's a short-term thing. Over the long term, things will turn around. But Bitcoin may replace US dollars as main international currency, says top merger advisor. Okay, so if you let your mind wander a little bit, I think he's taking psychedelics. Okay, basically, to the extent we have unilateral foreign policy and unilateral trade policy, we're sort of tempting the world to find an alternative to the US dollar. Probably the greatest demonstration of soft power is the fact that US has the reserve currency of the world. Very true. You go anywhere in the world, you can pay in US dollars. But, he says, while Bitcoin remains a front runner to replace the dollar as the world's new international currency, the first and foremost cryptocurrency also holds the crown for the top form of flight capital. And you say, what's flight capital? Like hopping on an airplane? Partly. Flight capital is basically you take your assets and you head out. Because back in the day, if you wanted to take your stuff, you would hide it in gold and then you would go. But gold's kind of heavy, especially if you have a lot of it. Now you can put millions or billions of dollars into a ledger, stick that in the bum, go take a flight somewhere, and yeah, you're gone. You probably couldn't take a flight because they do the metal detector. They might find the metal. Take the metal off of your ledger and then do it. But yeah, you could just go ahead and do that. The flight capital, I think Bitcoin could be the one world currency we're talking about. But anyways, that's the news for today. Sorry about the crash, guys. I know it's bad news. I know it's a big bummer, the price crash. But if you look at it now, if you look at it now, $1,000 will buy you a lot more Bitcoin than it could back in the day. So that's all good news. Don't look at your Blockfolio right now. Look at it in like a year and be like, damn, I can't believe I was butthurt about that. So as a reminder, guys, if you want to win the shirt, make sure you comment on this video and every other video. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for mashing on the like button. Now let's give away one of these t-shirts to somebody, anyone in the world. So we had 4 videos. You guys loved watching my videos over the weekend. So video 1 is crypto news, 2 is how to, 3 is la la world, 4 is Bitcoin price crash. Look at that, like 50,000 plus views over the weekend. Thank you guys, I appreciate that. That is awesome, absolutely awesome. We should have more bad news all the time, then you guys would watch my stuff way more often. No, just kidding. Or really good news. If there's really good news, everybody watches. So we'll look forward to that. But anyways, 4 videos. Let's see who wins. Number 1, the news video from Friday. Not many people watch that. Okay? Not many people watch that one. We'll grab the URL. And then we will see who wins this one. Yeah, I hope you all have a fun week this week. Hopefully, I don't know, some cool stuff will happen. Wow, 114 unique comments. Pretty rad. And the winner is Egg and Poo. All you need is a little crypto love and a t-shirt. Well, Egg and Poo, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, congratulations, you win a t-shirt. Email me, the email's on my About page. I will send you a t-shirt. And then, yeah, that'll be awesome because all you need is a little crypto love and a t-shirt. You can rock one of these bad boys around town and people will be like, whoa, what is that unicorn pooping a Bitcoin out of its back end? And you'll be like, yeah, that is. So, I mean, like I said, guys, comment on this video, comment on all the other videos for your chance to win, or you can just go purchase one right there. Either way, I love you. Hope you have an awesome week. I will catch you all later. All right, peace.